welcome to a brand new episode of Geek Bites brought to you by the
Geek Buddies! Hey!
We're doing a special one today because the brand new teaser trailer for Captain America Brave New World dropped today. We, of course, had done our earlier show, our main show, which is up for you all to watch as well after you watch this, but we're going to jump into it. Let's not waste this time. I'm John Rocha. That's Michael Vogel. That's Shannon McClung. Michael Vogel, teaser trailer, America Brave New World. Talk about it. Your thoughts. What?
It was underwhelming to me.
Wow.
I
went to the wrong person first. All right, go ahead.
You went to the wrong person first. Here's the thing. I want it to be good.
Okay.
I am rooting for this movie. I want it to be good. I woke up this morning because my phone was buzzing like crazy because our good friend Jonathan sent us the trailer from Paris. You're all talking about it. I jump out of bed. I do my morning business. I make my coffee. I sit down.
Hello.
Here we go. And I watch the trailer and I go, well, that looks like a decent Disney Plus series.
Wow.
It just didn't really now look, there's pluses to it. I'm more than anybody. If you've been watching, you know that I get real mad that there's a giant celestial in the ocean and nobody's been talking about it. And it looks like that is a key piece of this movie, as has been rumored. So the fact that Tiamat is going to be addressed, and if rumors are to be believed, Tiamat will be built out of a metal that rivals vibranium in the Marvel universe. And so that is a thing. The final shot of the Red Hulk, cool. We knew the Red Hulk was coming. We knew Harrison Ford was going to Hulk out. We got Hulk solo. I'm excited about it. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. But I think what it gave me shades of was when we all saw Multiverse of Madness, and Wanda Maximoff's arc was just the exact same arc that she had in WandaVision. And now we have a series. We had a Falcon and Winter Soldier series that was all about, can I step into Steve Rogers' shoes? Can I step into Steve Rogers' shoes? And it looks like this movie is, can I step into Steve Rogers' shoes? We're not moving forward with the Sam Wilson story. We're not like going to the next chapter of it. That's my vibe. Now, this is a teaser trailer. I could be 1,000% off base and we could go see this movie and I could go, fuck, this was the next Winter Soldier. But based on this teaser trailer, it just feels like a safe movie more than a thrilling next chapter of the MCU movie to me.
Oof. All right, Shannon McClung. Yeah, your thoughts here. And you know what? You talk about the shaved mustache. Look at the shaved haircut. Respect there, Shannon.
Oh, thank God.
Give us your thoughts, brother.
I'm more enthusiastic than Mikey, but only a little bit so. Because right now, what it feels like is a retread of what we've gotten before. Not just because I do fully agree with Mike, like that Harrison Ford line of like, you're no Steve Rogers. I'm like, man, we had a whole series that covered this already. Again, I'm not willing to write it off based off of that, but looking at what Isaiah Bradley does, I'm like, okay, so this is Winter Soldier. I mean, these are things that the Captain America franchise has done before. Now, you can't ignore the smoke that has kind of been around the production, knowing that they did a bunch of rewrites. They added Giancarlo Esposito, who is, for not having any lines, he is pretty prominently featured in this. Yeah. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I like Anthony Mackie with the Shield. There's not a bigger Harrison Ford fan than me. But even Harrison Ford in this, I'm like, he's getting on to a moving train already. This character has some history in the MCU. So will he be able to pick up that ball from William Hurt? Now, again, no one would argue Harrison Ford is a tremendous actor. Does he understand the world that he's jumping into? I mean, we'll see. I hope. I mean, there was nothing in the trailer that kind of blew me away except for that last shot, which is a shot that we knew was probably going to come. But the fact that it's like, okay, Red Hulk just threw the shield into the ground. Awesome. So cautiously optimistic. But again, it's just a teaser.
Okay, you're both insane. I thoroughly loved it. I thought it was fantastic. This is Winter Soldier vibes combined with like White House Down or Somebody Has Fallen. I don't care, but I love the fact that, whatever.
Harrison Ford has fallen.
By the way, White House Down, Somebody Has Fallen is the best title for a movie. And also, sadly, maybe the next headline on CNN.
How dare you stop it? We're focusing on this old president, Thunderbolt Ross. Yeah, I liked how Harrison slid in here. And Shannon, I hear your point, but I mean, he's been a part of the Star Wars franchise and Indiana Jones. So him stepping in, I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. He'll make it his own. And I thought the way he was talking about the mustache, that was a better way than the Cheadle Terrence Howard switch up there in Iron Man 2. So I like that. Clearly, this is something that is very, very much an insulated story in that, yes, it's got global reach or whatever, but it's about someone within the president's sphere possibly turning on him. Isaiah Bradley is triggered somehow and tries to kill the president. So what is he finding out? What is Sam going to find out here? And I hear you guys about the, Falcon and Winter Soldier and all of that. But I think maybe that was just kind of like, okay, are people going to accept it? This is a bigger thing because he wants to make him a part of the government. How is that going to come down? How is he going to mix that? And when they have battles, as they tease, where is that going to lead to? What's the end result? Because we see him, in his own, with his own wings there, doing his own thing. We see Danny in the trailer as well. Danny has got his own wings along with Cap. So we see that going through. And these ladies intrigue me as well. What are their roles going to be? I think I just showed you Rocha Moore and Sabine Haas being a part of this. So, and then you've got, as you mentioned, Shannon, this whole thing. This feels like a Black Widow, Winter Soldier, Red Room vibes. And then you have Isaiah Bradley being a part of this thing. So, and I wonder if Giancarlo Esposito, where's that picture? Yeah. And is that Tim Blake Nelson below there as the creator talking into the phone? I don't know. So questions abound.
And look, and there, we're judging a lot.
I liked it. So that's what I'll say.
Oh, no, that's clear. Now, how did you feel about the last episode of Acolyte? Because I don't think we're clear on that.
Oh my God. Don't get me started.
But like even what you said about Thunderbolt Ross wanting to bring Sam in, that's just a retread of Civil War. I think that's the thing is and look, none of that means that this can't, every piece of every ingredient that you just mentioned you can stir that pot and you can make a great movie. So I am not writing this movie off based on this teaser, but the teaser basically gave us a little bit of a lot of Falcon and Winter Soldier, a lot of Captain America 2, and then said, hey, remember how Civil War was all about how we wanted to bring in superheroes into the government? We want to do that again. What do you think about it this time? I know we spent 4 movies arguing about it, and you were very clearly on Steve Rogers' team, and you wanted nothing to do with that, but now I guess maybe you're kind of intrigued. It just feels like we're sort of going over a lot of territory that we have trodden, and the other piece, and again, I'm hesitant to even dive into these waters, but Falcon and Winter Soldier touched on what it's like being a black hero stepping into a white hero's shoes.
Yes.
And I think even when we discussed it, although I thought a lot of the stuff they did was really interesting and cool, John, I think you kind of always were like, I wish they'd gone further. They'd gone further.
Yeah.
This, and maybe it's in the movie and we didn't see it in the trailer, but given everything that Bob Iger has said, given everything we talked about X-Men 97's new showrunner on our show this week, given everything about we don't want to touch, it just feels like we're not even really gonna go there. It feels like we're gonna stay pretty firmly in you're Sam Wilson, he was Steve Rogers, we're gonna just stay in the Marvel territory that we've done before, and we're not gonna really tell this story. And when you have Isaiah Bradley and Sam Wilson in a movie, you could tell a really interesting story. There is something really interesting about a current super soldier having to hunt down a current super soldier of color, having to hunt down a former super soldier of color. And that could make that entire storyline very different than Steve Rogers having to hunt down his best friend Bucky. It's the same kind of vibe. There's echoes of it. Like George Lucas says, there's poetry, it rhymes, but and again, and maybe they're going to do it. So in the comments, when you're like, it's just a fucking teaser, you don't know, you are right. And I am more than happy that when the full trailer comes out or when the movie comes out or when we go to Comic-Con in a couple weeks and they say, this is what we're doing, I'm going to be like, fuck my drag, I'm in. But right now, based on this teaser, the feeling that I'm getting is that this is a play it safe. And I have another point, but I don't want to talk forever. So go ahead. Ask Shannon a question.
Yeah, Shannon, go ahead. What do you want to chime in on here?
I mean, the only person that we heard speak that we didn't see was Tim Blake Nelson, as Samuel Stearns, as the leader.
The leader.
And the thing with the leader is, if you've seen him from the comics, he has sort of a big skull, a big head.
Yeah.
his skull has grown to contain his massive brain.
Looks like Sputnik.
There are ways for it to look silly. Fingers crossed that they didn't do that. I mean, again, when you see him in the comics, I mean, he's like big head.
No, he's a cone head.
Yeah.
So is that guy in the fedora Tim Blake Nelson? Unless there's a lot of room inside that fedora, or maybe they have adjusted the design a little bit.
Maybe when he takes the fedora off, it just keeps going.
It just keeps going. They fully lean into the cone head of it. Look, cautiously optimistic. I mean, that's the only thing we can kind of be right now, because there are enough people involved that I do like. Yeah. And what we saw wasn't bad. It was just kind of more of the same. Okay. And I don't know if more of the same is the solve to kind of get the big engine of the MCU running again. Again, Mike is right. They could be holding all their cards to the vest right now.
Very possible.
I'd be more than happy, John. I'd be more than happy this movie comes out and you do a victory lap and you say you two were fucking wrong. And I'll be like, I was happy to be wrong. Like, I am on board.
But you're not wrong. These are your opinions and your reactions. So it's totally cool. And you're right. You create that. If the movie comes out and is good, you're open to liking it. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that.
If you get to see it before Mikey and I, and we get a text that says "called it," I will be thrilled.
Yeah.
But I got to ask about. I mean, there are rumors that Giancarlo Esposito is playing GW Bridge, and for people who may not know it is a deep cut. GW Bridge is someone who is connected to Cable, constantly fighting Cable, has been a part of S.H.I.E.L.D., has not been a part of S.H.I.E.L.D., was a part of a group called the Six Pack. So he has been, it's a strong character. And he did say he was playing someone that nobody had seen before. So this is going to be interesting if he is playing GW Bridge. But GW Bridge, as I said, has played both sides. So what side is he really on? Are they teasing us and making us think that he's against Sam, but he's actually with Sam? Is Sam going to find out that this has been a whole plot that Thunderbolt Ross has been putting in motion and was going to frame Sam for? Like, there are questions here. And why is Isaiah doing what he's doing? So for me, there's enough teased here that I'm very intrigued to see who the spies are, what the double cross is, all this kind of stuff. So
here's what I'll say, in a good way. I guess in a good way, I can't really tell what this movie's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, spoiler alert, rumor, but spoiler alert. As I kind of said before, like, the rumor is that Tiamat is made of adamantium.
Yeah.
And so, okay, that's a little weird, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna give them that one. That's where adamantium comes from. Cool. We know from Black Panther 2 that the hunt for vibranium is a new sort of geopolitical battle. Like, everybody wants vibranium. Wakanda has it. Telecon has it. Everyone else is trying to steal it. The best scene in Black Panther 2 is Angela Bassett at the United Nations just kind of like reaming everybody out. So if this movie is about, hey, Sam, I want you to come in. I need your help. America's trying to get a hold of this metal. And there's a bunch of geopolitical politics happening. And Sam gets wrapped up in it. And it gets like, we just need you to be the hero. But then he really finds out he's doing stuff that maybe isn't the best stuff for America. Like, there's a cool story in there. So all of the pieces are there. I think, though, the other thing, and what I just really want, and it's like, this is me getting nitpicky, probably. So if you call me nitpicky, valid. But one of the biggest things and complaints about the Marvel universe right now is that it feels very fractured. We don't feel like it's a universe. And I think that they are clearly so concerned about people having superhero fatigue and people feeling like they had to do their homework that they don't want to come out strong and be like, this is the next chapter. So we're not getting the whole, hey, Sam, I need you to come in because there's no Tony. There's no this. There's no Avengers. You need to represent the, like there's no sort of reference to the bigger world of Marvel. It feels very like this is just this movie, and I think that's intentional. Because they're a little bit afraid of people feeling like, oh, so here's this cat. Do I have to watch all the Captain America movies and all the Avengers movies to understand what's going on? But a part of me is like, I feel like the bigger win is a movie that feels like it's a continuation of all the Captain America and all the Avengers movies. So
Yeah.
the fact that this did feel, again, Shannon's right. Nothing in this trailer is bad or wrong. Everything looks cool. The characters look on point. It looks like a solid story, but it just doesn't have that, wow, you swept me away and I just can't fucking wait for this the way we used to have when a Marvel trailer came out.
I have to say, I have that feeling. So we're just on opposite sides. I think Ross does allude to the fact that he needs Sam to do something, to put something together. So it may be that he is going to be assigned with putting a new Avengers team together, which would be interesting for sure. Shannon, I got to get your thoughts costume wise. Do we like this as the new costume? Do we like this as the new approach with the wings? Do we enjoy the vibe and the energy of these wings being a part of Captain America here? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I like the new suit. I mean, it does harken back to that Winter Soldier suit that it's a little more. I mean, this one does have some red in it, but it is primarily that blue color.
Yeah.
But as you've seen from the trailer, he wears both. Like he's going to be in that classic suit that was introduced in the finale of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Right.
But to Mikey's point about the homework aspect, there is. And this happened with Infinity War and Endgame. And granted, it was a very different time we were living in. But those movies got people excited about doing homework. Like, wait, what? I need to go be a part of this. Let me know what I can catch up on. So if the trailer gets people excited, like, oh, what do I have to go watch? Because I want to make sure that I know everything that's going on. I'm so excited to get the context that I'm going to need for this movie. I think that's what they should be aiming for. And, for us, that's sort of a moot point because we've seen everything multiple times. But I'll be curious to hear the kind of, Joe moviegoer, like the response to the trailer from folks who are not big geeks and are not in the industry.
Yeah, good point. Let's talk about Red Hulk before we wrap up here. Thoughts on the look and the feel? I mean, not overtly large, but certainly big, and the size of those calves. I mean, I could work all my whole life and not get calves that big. But this look here, I kind of like. It's not big attention grabbing, but it is a nice size for the Red Hulk. Did you like this as a final shot? And what did you think of the shot overall?
I think this was the only way to end it.
Yeah.
I think this is the shot that is going to get people excited. And again, if you're not a comic book reader, the whole idea of a Red Hulk is going to be a pretty new concept.
Yeah.
Because again, if you're not, what Red Hulk was introduced 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But for the most part, that is a comic book geeks thing. So the introducing, because I imagine most people are not going to remember that Tim Blake Nelson was in The Incredible Hulk in 2008 with Edward Norton. So putting that out there, that there is another Hulk out there, I think will get people excited.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this, Micah? Did you like the shot? Did you like the look? I mean, Thunderbolt Ross is supposed to become Red Hulk, so that adds an interesting new aspect to all of this. Your thought? And he throws the cap shield to the ground. So are they fighting? Does he discover this whole thing and he becomes the Hulk to fight him? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, with Tim Blake Nelson in the movie as the leader, I mean, and weird, again, geopolitical things going on. I mean, either someone's turning Thunderbolt Ross into a Hulk, or Thunderbolt Ross decides, fuck it, I'm going to deal with it myself. Although when you're the president of the United States deciding you're going to shoot yourself up with Hulk serum, doesn't necessarily seem like the biggest the right move.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm interested, but yeah, it looks like the third act of this movie is going to be Cap versus Ross as the Red Hulk. I think he looks cool. He looks like the Hulk and he's red. I to Shannon's point, I did see a couple people on Twitter going, "Oh God, Thanos is back," and boy, did they get reamed real quick. And it's not even 10 a.m. Like people were like, can you fucking see that is red, not purple? You stupid piece of shit. Like people were going off, and I'm like, all right, yeah. So there's gonna be a little bit of education going on. Yeah, I mean, the more that I'm talking about it, the more I do realize, look, Tim Blake Nelson is in this movie, and he was a character that was in the very beginning of the MCU. We've got the Celestial in the ocean, which has been there since Eternals. So it definitely has those connections to the bigger Marvel universe. So I don't know what it is about them. I don't know what it is about the trailer exactly that makes me go, I don't know. It's just a feeling because, yeah, I think the costume looks good. I think everybody looks great. I'm glad that I'm glad that we're getting Harrison Ford. I'm glad that we're getting Joaquin Torres back from Falcon and Winter Soldier. So there's a lot of really good things in this trailer. And to your point, John, like I said earlier, all the ingredients are there.
Yeah.
I guess right now I have a little bit of Marvel malaise where I go, okay, the ingredients are there, but are you going to do it? And I guess that, like the Agatha All Along trailer came out, and I'm like, I'm fucking in.
Yeah.
They sold me. I'm 1,000% in on the tone, the vibe, everything about it. I couldn't be more excited. And then this one, I went, okay, it's a Marvel movie.
Okay. Well, anything more to say on this? Anything more? We've been talking for 20 minutes on it, so I know we want to keep these short. Anything we missed or that you may want to make sure we highlight here before we wrap up this conversation on Captain America: Brave New World?
I mean, the last few movies that we've gotten have taken place kind of outside of our world. Guardians was in space. Yeah. Marvels was in space. Quantum Mania was in the quantum realm. This is the first movie that's come back that we're in the Earth, the world of the MCU. So that's a place I am very excited to get back to, because even though, yes, the Marvel Cinematic Universe takes place in the universe, this is where the main action is, and this is where the main action typically concludes. So I'm excited to be back in this world and to see how the world has progressed since the last time we were here, which I mean, what was it? She-Hulk? I mean, I don't remember.
Well, it was Secret Invasion.
Oh, right.
I mean, the reason that Thunderbolt Ross is president, Dermot Mulroney outlawed aliens on the planet, and it's sort of like I'm very mixed on it, because on the one hand, the completionist nerd in me goes, hey guys, you made a big swing. You outlawed aliens in the MCU. That's huge. You got to pick that piece up. And the other part of me goes, the less said about Secret Invasion, the better. So I am very torn on how much they need to reference those events. But when we last, to Shannon's point, he's right. When last we left Earth, aliens were outlawed.
Yeah.
That was the last thing that happened. So, and then before that, I mean, I think it's Black Panther 2. So I think it really is there are no Avengers. There is no super team kind of guarding the Earth post Endgame, and Spidey is Spidey. Nobody knows who Peter Parker is. Vibranium is what everyone in the government wants, and nobody really trusts Wakanda and thinks that they're weak. And then you've got Telecon in the mix. And then the president outlawed aliens because Emilia Clarke had a big arm in the end. That was Secret Invasion. So that's kind of where the state of affairs is at. So kind of picking up this pieces with Ross coming in as president and saying, this is my presidency, Sam, I need you. If they get all the pieces right, it could work. I guess my final note on it is, especially as we're talking about it and we're going over the pieces and I'm listening to John be so excited about it, I guess my final note is I wish this trailer had really got me amped, and it didn't, but that doesn't mean that they don't have all the pieces that could be there. Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't trust me because I'm a shill and I get excited just to have access to all these movies. You shouldn't trust my opinion. But I legitimately
I've been saying that for 20 years. before you even shilled your first shill, I called it.
No, but this I like this. I was worried because, as Shannon pointed out earlier, all the reshoots, all the drama behind the scenes, the amount of money they've spent to get this right. This is the way you kind of get people to be like, wait a minute, this actually, okay, maybe this might be good. Maybe we're not wrong. At least the people who feel the way I do about it. And I totally respect where you're both coming from. But to me, I think this accomplished the task of getting us excited or curious about what we're going to see for those of us that like the teaser trailer. I like the Red Hulk. I like Esposito being in here. I like Sam. There's a strength to Anthony Mackie that I haven't quite seen with him as Cap yet that I saw in this that I liked. So there's an energy there. Plus the geopolitical stuff, that's just so in my wheelhouse. So I'm excited to see it. And maybe, like you guys, maybe they're pulling the Celestial out and they're putting Secret Invasion where the Celestial was so they could bury that and no one has to talk about that either. So we'll see when it all goes down. All right, well, there you go. That's our overall thoughts on the teaser trailer for Captain America: Brave New World. Let us know what you thought as well. And Shannon, what do we have to tell them?
Yeah, if you'd like to follow us on social media, on Twitter, it's at @geek_buddies, on Instagram at @the_geek_buddies. If you'd like to follow me on social media, on Twitter, it's at @Shannon_McClung, on Instagram, it's Shannon the Geek Buddy. If you'd like to follow Mr. Vogel, it is at MKToon. If you'd like to follow Mr. Rocha, it is at the Rocha Says.
Mikey?
smash the like button, subscribe to Johnny's page, leave your comments below. What did you think of the trailer? Are you excited? Is it too much MCU? Is it not enough MCU? Is it what you want? Is it not what you want? What do you think of the Red Hulk? No, it's not Thanos. Leave your comments below. If you're listening to us on a podcast, leave us some stars and comments there so we go up in the rankings and more people can find us. And as always, the best thing you can do is retweet this video, post it on your socials, send it to your friends, and tell them to hang out with your buddies, the Geek Buddies.
Go. Just a quick plug. I did my reaction to the trailer. It's up on the channel as well if you want to watch that purely. All right, that's it. We're out of here. Thank you. We love you. Have a great weekend. And we'll talk to you next time with another Geek Bites brought to you by the
Geek
Buddies!